you wanted to hand the next election to Joe Biden, all you had to do was vote third party.
Actually, the most popular third alternative is RFK Jr., and he's taking most of the vote away from Democrats. Try again. Not to mention, there's an ongoing schism within the Black Lives Matter movement when many prominent leaders came out and endorsed Donald Trump. The Democrats have been riding the race card since the Obama administration, and it's starting to lose its juice.
He goes on to say that the last time his state, Louisiana, went blue was for Bill Clinton.
Or we can actually look at 1996 when Louisiana actually went blue the last time, not 1992. One thing that you're ignoring from both these election cycles is that Bill Clinton was the last Southern Democrat president. Republicans love to argue against the party switch by pointing out how the Democrats controlled much of the South, including Louisiana, all the way up into the 90s, until they want to ignore this detail to bolster their own perspective. Again, Louisiana has the highest incarceration rate. Who passed the 94 crime bill? The one y'all constantly bring up when y'all want to use it against Biden in the here and now. The reason Bill Clinton won in 92 and 96 is because the Republicans ran two very unpopular candidates. If y'all had a competent candidate, we wouldn't even be a factor in this race for you. But more importantly, this is what Biden won in Louisiana in 2020. Biden didn't win it last time. He's not going to win it this time either. And once again, Kennedy is already pulling massive amounts of numbers away from the Democrats.
Louisiana always goes red. Doesn't matter what you do, Louisiana's going to go red.
Yeah, that's quite obvious based on where it went last election. Most Louisiana Democrats don't actually like the Democrat Party. They just vote reluctantly because they hate the Republicans more. Just like in most situations, many Republicans don't like the Republican Party. They just hate the Democrats way more. That is the whole reason we have this problem with the two-party system. People don't actually believe in either of these people. They just hate the other guy more.
No Democrats are voting libertarian.
Again, most Democrats are only Democrats reluctantly because they don't like the Republicans even more. And believe it or not every Democrat is a socialist. Don't get me wrong, there are individuals like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and Bernie Sanders who are openly socialist, but that is not the Democrat Party at large. Biden himself does not claim to be nor endorse socialism. So are socialist Democrats going to vote libertarian? Of course not. But many of the classical liberal Democrats, yeah, they do vote libertarian from time to time. The reluctant Democrats only vote Democrat because they don't like the Republicans. And after the time I have spent around LSU campus in the inner city of Baton Rouge, I can tell you, black people ain't too happy with the Democrats right now. Many of them would vote third party out of spite for both parties. I can guarantee you, at least half the black people who voted for Biden last year regret it now. They're probably going to abstain from voting, or they're simply going to vote against him no matter what. You cannot compare Bill Clinton in the 90s to Joe Biden in the here and now. Bill Clinton was quite popular on both sides of the aisle, which is something you may not want to admit, but that's how it was back then. Biden is hated by everybody, but reluctantly supported by some Democrats. All the other reluctant Democrats have already jumped ship, and they're pulling for Jill Stein or RFK Jr. And I can guarantee you, as soon as libertarians have their presidential nominee, we're going to start taking a lot more people from the Democrats than Republicans this time around. The only thing that libertarians and Democrats don't really agree on are economics and gun rights. Aside from that, libertarians have always been culturally progressive. The Libertarian Party has always spoken out against systemic racism. The Libertarian Party has been fighting for LGBTQ rights since the goddamn 70s. We pioneered a lot of the arguments and movements against these issues that Democrats only started getting on board with when they became popular. Overall, libertarians have a much more consistent track record for all the policies that Democrats are just now starting to support. So yeah, any Democrat that's not a hardline socialist is probably going to be open to voting libertarian.
History shows us it's third parties take from one side or the other.
And whether you want to recognize it or not, libertarians are the exception. Hardline Republicans call us Democrats who like guns. Hardline Democrats call us Republicans who smoke weed. Both only prove they don't understand politics at all, or libertarianism for that matter. Libertarianism is just the belief that the government nor the individual should infringe upon anybody else's right to exist peacefully. Republicans don't like us because when we say limited government, we also mean less police and less military as well. But let's go along with your logic. Let's say even if alternative parties only take away from one or the other, why is that? Could it be that one of the major parties runs a really bad candidate that is very unpopular and that there was just a market for an alternative option? You don't have to be on the internet long, especially on TikTok, to notice that the far left are way more disgruntled with Biden than moderate centrist libertarians are with the Republicans. And moderate libertarian-minded people probably weren't going to vote for Trump anyway. They were either going to stay home or possibly vote for an alternative party or write something like Harambe in. See, if your algorithm was flooded with people constantly trying to advocate for a voting alternative party, you would notice that no other group is more disgruntled with the main party than the left right now. There are way more disgruntled Democrats campaigning for Jill Stein or RFK than there are libertarians right now. The reality is Trump is more popular than he was when he ran in 2016 because of how bad Biden is.
We had a four-way race. Then possibly we could have an honest, fair race.
Yeah, well, that's probably going to happen this year. In case you didn't notice the theme of me pointing out how much the Green Party is growing in popularity because of how unpopular Biden is, on top of RFK Jr. And when the Libertarians finally figure out who we're running as the president nominee, you better believe it's going to be a five-way race at that point.
You know, the party that's not being split.
The Republicans are the only party that isn't being split. The split you're referring to has already been done for the Republicans. The Libertarians left in 2012 after y'all screwed over Ron Paul. And keep in mind, y'all only had conservative Libertarian support. Y'all didn't have Libertarians at large. Damn near half the Libertarians I know in my personal life, through working with the Libertarian Party and volunteering for Libertarian organizations, don't even vote. Even less are actually members of the Libertarian Party. You see, the Republicans were at least smart in the long run by cornering the conservative market. Democrats applied a more generalist strategy for the last couple of decades. That's why they've been pandering so hard to everybody except white hetero males and rich people. The problem is you can't make everybody happy, and now the Democrats are realizing it the hard way. The Democrats are splintering right now. The Democrats are in turmoil. Younger voters have been disproportionately voting Democrat, but they can't stand Biden. And as such, young voters are jumping ship, and most of them are going to alternative parties.
Throw your vote away. Hand the next election back to the same dumbass who has been fucking this country.
Again, Louisiana has been going red and will go red this election, so it doesn't really matter who I vote for. And contrary to what you want to believe, I'm playing the long game here. Tell me I'm throwing my vote away. I don't care. Do I honestly believe that the Libertarian Party can win the presidency? Of course not. But I do know we can make a statement against the two-party system. I voted Libertarian in 2016 and 2020, and guess what? Louisiana still went red. I don't like the Republicans, and I don't like the Democrats either. So guess what? I'm voting for an alternative party no matter what. And I know a large percentage of people who are already planning to vote for RFK Jr. or Jill Stein. So yeah, I'm voting Libertarian through and through, because neither major party deserves my vote, nor are they entitled to it.